Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever, and we're back in the Alps on the Gothard line once again. In the last episode we spent a fair shake of money on building this particular route, which is running the 3-5, which is actually the train that ran on the Gothard line. It had been remarked in a couple of comments that I was undoubtedly cruel for not at some point allowing us to ride into the underground station. So I thought we'd start there because that feels like a good thing to do, doesn't it? In fact, I'm not in the right place. I'm on the wrong line for this. This is not the one with the underground station. We're going into Frutigen, which is not. I record these at a relatively high pace, and therefore occasionally I forget what I've done and when. We'll stay on here anyway. We'll ride this into Frutigen, and then we'll go and ride into the underground station, just as a little treat for all of us there. And then we'll get to the main meat of today's adventure. But here we come now. I wanted to draw some attention to this line anyway because it's now been running for a full year. I've allowed the game to play forward a little bit so that I can build up the cash to crack on. And I tell you, I'm severely hampered still from all of that energy and resources spent on upgrading everything. And if we look at the finances here, this is in its third year now. Last year, we blew £500,000 running this thing last year. Year before, 350 grand. This year we're down. It's got a fighting chance maybe, but only if passenger numbers pick up. And I'm running some passenger services. Where are the buses here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm running 4 buses there. Now, given the length of time that takes to run, and we'll go back and follow it some more. Given the amount of time that this takes to head from one station to the other, that should be more than enough. One would hope that would be sufficient, but clearly not. So I'm going to need to revisit that at some point. Now, as you can see, I've actually got some cash. I've got 1.2 million in the bank. Last year we made £5 million. I've got 4.5 million worth of loans still available. We can do today's adventure. Today's adventure is pretty much secured. Let's go find the underground station. I did promise we'd do that. I can't remember where it is. I'm still having a tough time recognizing one end of the line from the other, but I'm pretty sure it's up here in Erstfeld, because it is. Now, where's the train? Here we go. Right, so Beckenried to Ennitzberg. Here we go. So we're running on Atlantic on here, and I imagine the story is somewhat rosier on a financial front. You can see where we switched the locomotive, where we switched the train consist over. The jump in profits there being noticeable. But we'll follow this fella along for the rest of its journey, even though it might take a minute or two, because we can just admire the verve and the splendour of this map. But while we do that, I will talk you through what we're going to do today. We'll talk about it in a theoretical sense, and then I shall go and show you where the action is going to happen. So in a theoretical sense, you will be aware, no doubt, as a devotee of this series, that we have a steel line that ends up providing tools, that is receiving both coal and iron ore. And that coal and iron ore is also, as a byproduct at the steel mill, it is generating some slag. And not an awful distance away from that slag, there is a manufacturer of construction materials which uses slag. These Pullmans are pulling hard on my whatever this is, Atlantic. Crying out loud, you only mentioned it a minute ago. Yes, so I thought, well, I'll set up a natty train line to take said slag over to the construction materials. Now, this all sounds great in principle, with one minor problem that we'll see whether is a minor or a major problem, and that is that since the coal is coming down the mountain, we're not actually shipping very much of it. And we won't until I've got 10 plus million to invest on improving the supply from that line, or better trucks, frankly. Yeah, so for the time being, it's not actually going to be producing very much slag at all. So I'm going to need to put my train onto a secondary route as we pile drive our way through a landslip there, and try and get some secondary payments coming out. Oh, what's gone on here? Now this tunnel's got horribly confused. Anyway, here's your underground station. Look. And you know what? This is better than I'd hoped. This is really rather scenic. Although we are about to look into the abyss beyond the world as we know it. Okay, so you've heard the theory. Now let's get to the practical. So here's our steelworks, and at the moment, what have we got going on here? We've got 460 slag in store. We've got 168 iron ore stocked up, and no coal. Now, I've recently upgraded the amount of coal that's being shipped. As you can see, we've got... yes, I know we could be putting a whole lot more trucks on there. There's plenty waiting. But, you know, those are the trucks we've got, and that's what we're rolling with. The intention being to replace all of that with train in the near future. But what we're going to do is we're going to run a train line from here somewhere. And if I turn the contours on for a moment, you'll get a feel for the majesty that this route is going to follow. We'll head around here and... we'll skirt the bottom edge of the contour, possibly cut over this corner, and head out this direction, hopefully hooking up with the construction materials plant here. At which point we'll then turn around, we'll come back in this direction with a full load of construction materials, which will drop off at the same place. Where will it go then? I hear you cry. Well, we've got trucks aplenty to deliver down to the docks, and all of the ships can pick up construction materials. So that'll be another chain that already happens. And given these construction materials eventually turn into tools, there is a way that my existing shipping routes, and I have great faith in this, there is a way that my existing shipping routes will drop this off somewhere where there is demand. I'm pretty certain it's just going to work. Yeah, I love being pretty certain. Pretty certain is the way to live. Right, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? First off, let's select a goods yard here, and we're going to make it a 4-track. I'm splashing out early. Let's make it quite long, as long as the price does not become prohibitive. That looks pretty good, because at some point this will also be picking up coal. Now, I don't want to mow down those houses if I can avoid doing so. So something like, oh, there you go. That's just done it. I need to be in range of the truck stop, which it is, and I need to be in range of the steelworks, which it is. Okay, well, that seems to be quite easy. Let's have a quick look in the other direction. Where are we going to want to go with that, I wonder? Well, we can get there. I mean, if we want to go further, we can do. I don't even need to use a curved station. We'll just leave it like it is. And hey presto. Right, now, can we get just a little more angle on there to avoid bulldozing that one on the end? It's going to make for more expensive track. Oh, it's going to make for more expensive track. Right, stuff the one on the end. We'll go straight through it. Pull this to its furthest distance. I'll take it. There we are. Right, see, that's commitment to the plan. Sorry, you beware, be on watch. It could be happening to you as well. Now, here's going to be the tricky side of things, is how am I going to get a station in here that is in range of this brickworks? Now, before I go radical with this, we'll try something simple, and that will be to just pull a road down here. Okay, really? Okay, not without a bridge. So, okay, well, that was going to be the experimental plan. We're scrapping that. And instead, we're going to have a look at what's it going to take to get a one-track, 200-metre station in position up here in range of the brickworks. All right, you know that slush fund I said I had in order to get this built? Yeah, that's looking quite precarious, isn't it? I think the jolly smoothing tool is going to be coming to our rescue any moment. Let's have another look. What if, all right, let's try a really short one. No. Platform length. Oh, yeah, let's get rid of the 200 there. Right, an epically short platform. All right, so that's 400 grand with something completely impractical. But it's going to have to sit there. Now, where can I actually connect to the road and still be in range of the brickworks? I just need you to be a measuring stick for now, dear boy. I don't need you to get carried away. Right, so it's about there. Yeah, okay, right there. Now, I'm not going to pay 300 grand just for that. Instead, what I'm going to do here, and this might seem unnecessary, and as I'm about to do it, I think it might well be unnecessary. However, let's put some measuring rocks out here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How to do it, and then we'll see which one it's opposite. Where are you? Really? Further than that? There we go. Okay, so it's in line with the tiddler at the end. Okay, fine. Keep the tiddler at the end in place. So that's where I've got to put my station, right there. We'll get rid of those. Now then, the question is... Well, the question isn't, because I think we've only got one way we can go with this. So let's get rid of all this road. For now. We'll probably have to reconnect it, because otherwise the game is going to make a bit of a fuss. Actually, that's probably an understatement. The game's going to make quite a lot of a fuss. And then we'll bring out a smoothing tool. Now, I've got 1.3 million. It's right at the start of the month. Let's see what we can do. Right, so if I'm thinking here, in case you're not following along with the scheme, is if we raise the height of this somewhat, right, which is going to look ugly and it's going to look uneven. We're going to need a bit more than that. There we go. It's not inexpensive. Right, there we go. There's my little measuring boulder, and then we'll smooth it out. This will save the game trying to do it and hitting me up for all manner of unable to thing the terrain, too much slope, all that jazz. What do we got? Let's bulldoze that as well. Where's my measuring boulder? There it is. Okay. Now my thinking is that with this done, if I can just bang a station in, don't remove the measuring boulder, then hopefully, well, let's have a look. Right, I want at least 200 meters of station, possibly a little more. 200 meters will be fine. It's not a very long run. Unable to align terrain. You're still unable to align terrain. What we want is to align the terrain. On the other side, actually, is the way I want to go. I want to do it on this side. Right, what are you having difficulty with? There's a lump at that end that might need dealing with. Where are we? I'm going to need to get access to that road. Now, the game should highlight in red the bit that is giving me the trouble. So you can see the measuring rock right there, under where the point of the cursor is right now. So anywhere closer than that should be fine. Maybe I need to degrade the... Oh, no. I can hear you all going, go on, you've got the slopey station, use that. Alternatively, we can just bang it straight on the end there. And then find a Oh, we are able to align the terrain. And we can go anywhere up to the measuring rock. No, we're going to need to... I think we're going to need to decrease the height of the mountainside next to it. Now, this is... Oh, you know how I made this nice and flat? Yeah, that clearly worked. This is actually good practice because I've been contemplating in advance the notion of how the heck am I going to do airports, and the answer is with quite a lot of getting it wrong. All right, let's decrease the height of that, and then we'll do it a bit more. And then, I mean, do we just hold the smoother down until we've got genuinely quite smooth? Do we relent and go for the station on an incline and see if we can make that work? I mean, this looks like I'm making quite an adequate step here. You know, I ever want to undersell any sense of accomplishment. Yeah, adequate is the word we shall use. Right. Okay. You know what? I'm going to try this. What have I got left? I'm $500,000 down at the moment. But that will be because it's just past the end of the month. Right. Here we go. There's one of these. Now, which way's up and which way's down? At the moment, we have no slope. So if we place there, not a lot happens. Right, let's make a massive slope. That looks like it's going up. Right? Negative slope. That definitely looks like... Oh, and we can do it. Hello there. All right, we can plant that in there. All right, okay. This is close to being able to work. And it's not costing me a fortune. It's costing me a minor amount of cash. No, look, I just changed to a more pleasing angle to get this job done. Don't now tell me, oh no, sorry, can't do it. Now, you quoted me 280 some odd if I placed somewhere nice. 270. All right, if this is wrong, I can afford to replace it. Well, let's make sure it's not wrong. What else can we do here? Altitude adjustment, negative 7.5. Yeah, see, now it starts getting upset. Except because have I done it the wrong way? No, I don't think so. What is positive 7.5? That takes that end up in the air. So if we go negative 5... See, I don't know what it's... Oh, that seems to be sinking the station down. Right? It's not just me. And all of a sudden, everything's got much more expensive. No. Look, we were friends. Just a moment. You told me 280 grand and I should have taken it. I should have stopped mucking about with this rubbish and just accepted your first offer. 7.5. That's definitely taking it up in the air, right? Yeah, it is. Look at it. Right, so negative 7.5. Then we just need to find where the station's happy to hit flat. But that doesn't seem right to me. Altitude adjustment. Okay, I have no idea why that's gone wrong. Right, let's click off that and click on this. Right, shake it about a bit, and then we'll come back and see if it can give me a better price again. All right, there was one of you will have spotted... No, hold on. Many of you will have spotted what I did there. I'm not entirely... Oh, there we go. There's the cheap price again. All right, 230k. That's as good as I've seen. I was hoping I could put a bendy in here, but evidently it doesn't want to let me. Come on, swing it round. Actually, I've got plenty of room to manoeuvre. I don't need you to swing around immediately. I just need to be able to get the road through there. But with a bit more smoothing, I think I've got room enough to do that. 270 to 300. Thank you, Measuring Rock. You're doing great works there. And now it's not able to align terrain no matter what I do. All right, what if I go that way a lot more? No alignment for you. Okay, what about this? Oh, there you go. Instant alignment. All right, you know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that. Right, stop mucking about. Get on with it. Okay, right. Now, some more smoothing tool here and a bit of carving out some road. I think because this has worked, he said laughingly, we'll go up for some medium road. Let's get rid of that bit, which I'm going to regret in about 3.5 seconds. Not regretting it, although that's 177 grand. Still not regretting it. Worth every penny. Let's make it look nicer. Totally unnecessary. Right, smooth all this out. There we go. Okay, right. We have functioning stations, or semi-functioning stations at both ends. I better just check the measurement on this one. I'm pretty sure it's in range, but I'm going to check anyway, because otherwise it won't be in range. That's what you get for not checking. Here we go. As if there was ever any doubt. Right. Okay, well, this changes the course of the track a little. It's now more or less a straight line. And that's not a bad thing. The question is it an expensive thing? Contours back on, please. Now, many of you have been telling me to use the contours for quite some time. And I always go, no, don't need the contours. I'll just do this and I'll do my own way. Stop telling me what to do. You're not my dad. And it turns out it's actually quite helpful because it allows you to see where you're going to need to go through major changes in gradient. And while I think I might want to start coming down now, the question is, if I were to bridge across here, could I get down in time to hit the level of the station? Well, you know what's going to happen, don't you? We're going to find out. Right, get as far as there. So far, so good. Now, this might be a bit of a wiggler of a track, given the angle I've used to build it. Let's go stone. What's the top speed on stone? Okay, 90. And on 120 for steel. So there we go. The challenge is definitely upon us to get down to a workable height within a budget that would not make people cry at the size of the budget. Let's come the other way. All right, and if we do this, it will either crash the game or it will give us a quote. That's not the most unreasonable quote I've ever seen. For this, how much? To you, Chief, 1.04 million. Which, as luck would have it, I currently have. Alright, do I and ah about this a little bit more, or do we just get that bought? Let's turn the contours back off again. No, let's actually turn them back off again, rather than just closing the menu. What do we think? I think that works. I think it works. Alright, we'll take it. It's not cheap, but it's paid for, and that's something. All right, let's see how wiggly I actually made that. Oh, it's not so bad at all. Right, so that's actually quite a nice-ish quick route. Now, we could. I mentioned that in order to make this work at the rate we're going here, adding in a subsequent stop, maybe down by the docks, would be a sensible move. Where are we? We're 500 grand in the hole. Well, we'll make that back fairly sharpish, one would hope. Let's make this a depot, a terminus. And then as production builds up, we could put a second minor shuttle on here as far as trains go. Curvature. Give me some curves. All right, so we can go around the corner like that to get back to the station. We'll be able to hook up there, which, given that it's further ahead than the truck stop there, that should be easily in range of the shipping. Right. Let's take out some cash. All right, we'll get close to the truck stop because obviously I'm going to have to plumb some road in there. Right, there we go. Here's this. Now, of course, all of this is meaning that I've left myself perilously short on funding to actually buy a train, but we'll worry about that in a minute. There we go. Actually, that was a very quick station to place, that one. Now, what do you feel about connecting up to here anywhere? You feel pretty bad about all of it, don't you? All right, so I mean, I could commit to this. Actually, even committing to it's not going to work. That's way too low. We're going to have to do a wiggle, which might mean that it's not in range, which is going to make everybody happy. All right, we'll switch to minor country road here. Can you go down a bit more than that? There you go. Let's go straight down. It's gonna be close. Oh, it's not though, is it? It's barely too much slope. Now we don't slope very much at the beginning, so if I were to get my smoothing tool out here and decrease the height some, I said. Crying out loud. Alright, that's maximum down. And that's not going to do it. I think I've got room for a wiggle here. No. Keep going straight down. We have to get this slope pretty much spot on. Right, now, hook it round. Construction flaming is possible, I tell you that for nothing. Right, let's go the other way. Where do you want to snap onto? You don't want to snap onto anywhere. Cancel that. Smoothing tool, please. Flatten that out. There you go. Right. See, this is all good construction technique you're learning here. This will put you in great stead. All right. Okay, so we can get round there. I just want the corner to be nicer. See, I mean, you stick a right angle turn, and people assume that there's another junction happening. There you go. Right. The question is, with that kink, is it in range of the docks? Yes. Mission accomplished. Right. Good. Excellent. Well, that wasn't certain, but we have achieved the goal there that we wanted to achieve. So now let's depot up and then come up with see how many larks we're going to have vis-a-vis whatever trucks we have to put on here, because we're not, or are we? What am I carrying? I'm carrying slag construction materials and potentially iron ore, potentially steel as well. All right, we'll have to see. I don't think there's a truck that will do all of that, but I think we'll get close. You know what? I'm going to put a proper engine shed here for a change. And when I've got some cash, I'm going to build a proper engine shed to solve it all. Right, new line. Here we go. Now, I've had a couple of new trains in recently. Not least of all, have we had a whole raft of new Austrians. I tell you, that Austrian train pack is the gift that keeps on giving. But yeah, that's what we've had. And then back to here. That's right. Okay, good. Let's make that a colour. There we are. Right, so I think we're going to call this the Burn Goods Variety Mix. There we go. If it works. Well, I mean, if it works, we'll start cannibalizing the trucks, which will be a good thing because I can put the trucks onto other services. Not least of all, I could stick them all straight on coal. We're going to need some distribution going on from here, but I think I've got that happening. Or have I? I don't really know. But we'll work that out pretty quickly. Right, let's max ourselves out here. Where are we? 12th of September. Right then, locomotives. I want something hefty. Let's go right to the bottom of the setup here. Right. Mountain Express Train. 1.3 thousand kilowatts. Or 1.3 thousand 1.3 thousand kilowatts. I know this is a new Great Western Railway, and while I may be apprehensive to avoid incurring the ire of the GWR purists, I have actually set this to replace another train on the network already. Off the top of my head, I can't remember which one. 1.2, these are all quite expensive. I don't actually need it to be that fast. This one can be quite a leisurely paced number. 400, no, that's not enough. 800, that's a bit more like it. I mean, I've given plenty of time to these Austrians, but frankly, we're in the right part of the world for them to be applicable. What else you got? No, I want a good, 700, 800 kilowatts of grunt. And as we move, oh, hello. Very tempting. Actually, it's more than tempting. I think we're going to go for it. Let's have a look. We're all about the quirky. Let's do it. Right, I'm going to pause so I don't lose any more cash. Wagons, right. Speak to me of freight, please. Here we go. Right, what does a gondola carry? Coal. No, we don't need that. Iron ore. Yes, we carry that. And slag. Okay. Right. What about construction materials? How do you feel about that? Construction materials, they're a state car, aren't they? Construction materials and steel. So we're going to need a mix of the two. That's disappointing. Later on, we'll go with something a little more specialised, I guess. But what do we got here? That's fun. 187. It's cheap too. Doesn't need to go that fast. The Great Western Railway McCaw F bolster wagon, used for timber, pipes, so steel, construction materials. So same mix of goodies. Anything else I should consider? All right, I'm going to use that because it's novel. What do we think? 4? 4's a lot. And what does that actually get us? 4 gets us 24. Oh, stuff it. Let's get it happening, and we'll expand if we need be. The depot's right here. I can always bring it back in. You don't take anything useful, and you do. Open wagons. They only carry 4. These carry 7. Wow, that's a convenient number. Essentially a flat car with sidewalls, or I think this one's American. So we're going to go with this gondola here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be an oversupply of raw materials, which will allow a surplus, in theory. Right, let's put this on the burn, with which for some reason I've capitalized, which I really didn't need to do. Let's go back over here. Burn. There we go. Right, good. Get to work. The burn goods variety mix. Ahoy. It was also tempting to stick a caboose on there, but that would have purists from both sides of the Atlantic dismayed at my callous behaviour. Well, there it is, look. That's what you asked for, that's what you got. Weird. This to me looks like a cut and shut that's gone wrong. And are those wagons floating, or is it me? Oh, only barely. They're barely floating. Okay, now this has got to complete a full circuit, as well you know, before it will start doing anything useful at all. Now, with 8 wagons on there, I do worry a little bit about the rather lackluster 300 kilowatts of go-go juice that it's got. But I don't need it to move that fast. I do need it, however, to move. Oh, yeah, there you go. We're up to 40-something. I don't need you to stop here, Chief. You can keep piling on. There won't be anything waiting. You've got to go and hit everything. Good choice of wagons. They all looked... What was that? Sounded like some kind of strangled llama. Even the whistle's a mutant. Colonel Cam is too fast for this particular locomotive. We shall use the standard follow cam here. See, look, you can't get that angle. But clearly the good people of Bern have taken a liking to this new approach since they are now constructing. That's good. What are you going to be? An industrial building. Eh? See, it's like they knew I was investing in that kind of area. All right, okay, that's not an angle that works for me. What we should do instead is we'll set up a fly past. Something along those lines, but if we take this side of the track, we'll be able to see more down the tunnel. We are, of course, going to be waiting here for a while unless I push a bit of cheeky accelerator button just for a moment. There you go, and then you can appreciate it at the roaring 28 kilometers an hour that it's doing right now. Feel the breeze in your hair. Yeah, feel the breeze anywhere you like. All right, marvellous. And you know, actually, this is very cool because it is kicking out smoke from both chimneys. That's good stuff. But this train is nuts. Now, I assume it's a real thing. For those of you, and I know I've got a few fine folk from Russia who watch this. Is this a real deal? Can you still see one in a museum somewhere? Because I'll add it to my "that's a museum I wouldn't mind visiting at some point" list. Right, let's. We're being betrayed by Colonel Cam, which is far too fast. Although from this range, it's not so bad. Although that is just a lot of green, isn't it? All right. Well, given that we're waiting for this to do its thing, let's get busy with the tree gun. Right. We'll put a suitable amount of trees around here, which should dissuade it from driving off the end. There we go. Now, there will be an element of decoration in this series when we're a little further along. But at the moment, I think, placing modern era trucks and what have you is possibly not appropriate. Okay, there we go. We're off in the other direction again. And right, okay, let's save a bit of time and activate the afterburners here and get this rolling along so we start getting some business. Train business, that is. So we should see Captain Double Funnel strolling on in here any moment with some quite aggressive braking, I would hazard. Meanwhile, lots of green text going on everywhere. Let's have a look and see how we're doing for the year. 2.8 on construction, 2.3. There it goes. See, aggressive braking. 2.3 on new trains. There's that whistle again. Obviously, there's a ceremonial llama on the top with a bit of string attached to a very delicate part of it, such that when the need arises, it will make some kind of croaky goat noise, and all will be well or something. Oh, there we go. See, lo and behold, Slag arrives. Perfect. All right, let's put some of that down. So we're down 2 million on the year. That's okay. What I'm really interested in is watching the earnings side of things. As long as that's heading north, then we have the potential for good stuff here. Full load of slag. I imagine there are many full loads of slag waiting to be interfaced with. Now, when we get a ship arrive down here, we may well see, I think we just missed one, we should, in fact, see some iron ore or... No, it's just iron ore. We'll see some iron ore get dropped off here. Probably. Of course, this will really come into its own when the... Where are you taking that? Are you taking that down to the docks? No. Surely not. Maybe you are. Okay, well, Hey, if that allows you to double dip, I'll take it. If it helps you make double the amount of money, that works for me. All right, there we go. End of the year. Happy 1910, everybody. Thank you, autosave. What do we got? Tank wagons of many nations. Another Great Western Railway tank engine. A really big Great Western Railway bolster. And a whole shed load of wagons. Good stuff. Right, there we go. We've got some construction materials being made. Are we actually carrying any? We're carrying one. The question is, where's he going to drop it? I have no idea where he's going to drop it. Is he going to drop it here? That would be inappropriate. Nope, still got it. What else are you carrying? 28 more slag. And some steel. And some construction materials. So, okay, where are you going with the slag? Where could that possibly be headed? Now, it's only picking it up because there's demand for it somewhere. Exactly where, I honestly couldn't tell you. But no, he was just taking it for a ride in both directions. Fair enough, but there's the construction materials turned up on the docks as expected, which means that somewhere on that chain is demand. You're going to stop here again and nothing's going to happen. You see, that's a redundant stop. Not quite used enough logic there to pick up. Right. Okay, so with that in mind, let's reassign. No, with that in mind, if he's going to pick up slag from here every time, that's going to cause me problems. Because I won't be bringing iron ore back from the docks. So I'm going to need these trucks to stay in operation. At least until this train is, super huge and hauling a great number of wagons. Okay, right. Well, there you go. That will wrap us up for today. Let's slow things down here just to take us to the shocking and inevitable end of the episode. Progress again. Now, I don't know how long and how well this route is going to work, given that that slag is not being made in massive quantities. What we're experiencing right now is simply the backlog that it's got going on. The other problem that we've got is that this train only ever makes a maximum of 50% of its capacity as profit. The only good thing about it is it makes it going in every direction. But I think I might need to look into two short trains, so like this actually, operating between the brickworks and the steel mill, and then between the steel mill and the docks. So two little shuttle numbers basically, to allow me to specialise in what's being delivered. Yes. Anyway, tune in next time, and we'll work on something else. We're still a little way off getting the coal train employed. It was $2.5 million to build this, and this was pretty simple by comparison. I might have an experiment with the laying of some bendy track to see how that progresses things. There you go. I still haven't got the screenshot for this, and this is obviously what I'm going to feature for the thumbnail today. Maybe on the entrance to this bridge. Yeah, so the plumbing in of some bendy track, that might be viable. But we'll have to see how far we get. Maybe we build it in multiple stages. There you go. You've got a mountain in the background. You've got a bit of bridge in the foreground. Some more trees wouldn't hurt. Anyway, there it is. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. And please do subscribe so that you don't miss out on future episodes. I'll be back very soon with a little more of the same. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio.